What's up everyone, Alessandro here and welcome to this Bitcoin price analysis. We're gonna have a look into Bitcoin, guys, because something very important is going on right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly why currently I'm buying actually more Bitcoin at this important support that we have here at around $91,000. So we have, of course, a very bearish sentiment right now. Bitcoin is like in a free fall, but there are actually some good signs right now that are making me more bullish than bearish. And even for the altcoins, guys, I have some major news for you there. So there could be some good things around the corner upcoming that no one is seeing right now. So that's why we're gonna have a look into that. Make sure to be subscribed on this channel, guys, and also check out all links in the video description, because there you're gonna find new upcoming cryptos like Bitcoin Hyper, HyperSui, or also this new base perp that currently is getting mentioned in different crypto websites, because this is the first DEX that is upcoming on base. So check it out, guys. I have all links to all new important newest cryptos that are upcoming here linked in the video description. And of course, also if you want to sign up to some exchanges like Bybit, Maxi Global, and so on, you can use my links to get everywhere the maximum sign up bonuses. We're gonna dive here straight into the chart for Bitcoin, guys, on the daily time frame, because today we are seeing a little rebound here, a little breather during this waterfall here basically. And yeah, we're gonna have a look into that, guys, because very important stuff is going on, and maybe this could be, of course, a great buy opportunity. So make sure always to do your own research, since I am not a financial advisor. I don't give any financial advice, guys, and also I'm just sharing my own opinions, market analysis, and price prediction. So whatever I'm doing here in the crypto space, I'm sharing with you. So everything is no financial advice. On the daily time frame, guys, as you can see, we are bouncing at this important support level. As long as the daily closes remains above $91,800, I'm pretty confident that this could be a potential local low before at least we get a bounce. Doesn't mean that we gonna go towards new all-time highs, but at least a bounce to a certain level that is still all the way up here between $110,000 to $115,000 in my opinion. The main reasons are, of course, the usual ones. We have here a depth cross in the indicators. You can see that the 50 daily moving average is crossing below the 200 daily moving average. In the past, these have led at least into a retest of that cross. So a test of the cross is most likely incoming today or tomorrow or in the next coming days. At some point, we're most likely going to test it. And then we're going to see if the bear market is really in or not. Because if in, then we get rejected there and crash down. If not, we're gonna start to have daily and weekly closes above and afterwards go higher. That is just what happened also every time in the past. If we go to the indicators, you can see that everywhere we are in extreme oversold condition. At some point we're gonna cross bullish, and that bullish crosses, of course, will be very powerful. Then over on the weekly time frame, you can see that even here we are entering now into extreme oversold condition. We haven't been this sold off like here in 2022 basically, and this was when was this? Basically when we had this huge waterfall here. So we are basically in this area down here when Bitcoin was crashing from like 52K down to $20,000 in 2022. So we are so oversold, guys. That means that at some point we're gonna have a bounce, and you can also see that this yellow moving average, not this yellow trend line here, not moving average, this one over here is coming from the previous bull run. Even during this bull run, we bounced here last time in March 2025, but also in the previous bull run, you can see that we had here many touch points before we had this meltdown. So once we had weekly closes below the support trend line, we entered into this big waterfall and we crashed down into our bear market low. But until then, Bitcoin was basically trapped between this support and this resistance up here, which is also basically the all-time high that we had at that time. And even this time, you can see that we had here a few fake outs to the upside. We never really broke above, and we are just coming down to retest this support. So as long as the weekly closes remains above $91,800, also here we have the chance to have another bounce to the upside, the same like we also had over here. So the big question then is, of course, are we going to see again here a run to the top here and maybe create new all-time highs and push higher? Or are we just gonna get somewhere here, a lower high, before we crash down? That's the big question. And if we go back in time, you can see that here, from the top to the low, Bitcoin had a rally to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level at around $48,000, and then we crashed down. We created this lower high and then we crashed down into a bear market after the cycle top was in. So if the cycle top would be in now here at $27,000 and this was the low now, we can do the same thing. What if Bitcoin would rally now from the top to the bottom? The 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level would be at around $106,000. Maybe we could even reach here the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level at 110K. So if we get a bearish retracement, we could top out somewhere here or here and afterwards come back down. Best case, of course, would be if we rally all the way up here towards this fib line here and also break above, because this is, in my opinion, the last boss if we really go higher, because this is where Bitcoin is currently breaking down from, and it is possible that we are coming up to test it before we come down. But in any case, at least a bounce here, in my opinion, is very likely incoming, at least to $106,000 or $110,000, at least to this level. Better would be, of course, all the way up here. And best case, of course, would be if we go to new all-time highs. But those two levels, in my opinion, are currently the most important ones to watch out for, those price levels here. That's why currently I'm watching very, very closely what Bitcoin is doing, and that's why I'm expecting even a bigger bounce here, exactly from here on $91,000. We even closed that CME gap that was opened here at 91K. So also on the CME chart, guys, we came very close to, in theory, the breakout target of this rising wedge, which was all the way down here at around $84,000 to $89,000, and also we closed that CME gap. So in theory, a bullish sign that we could see continuation to the upside from here on. At least a bounce, maybe even the complete trend reversal again, that we're gonna go to new all-time highs and so on. Of course, at the moment, it looks more bearish than bullish, but at least the bounce is incoming, in my opinion. If we're gonna see new all-time highs for Bitcoin, therefore, of course, we need to break this main resistance up here, $112,000 on the CME chart. That's really the most important resistance up here that needs to get broken. Then I would say, yes, we're back in a bull run. And something interesting for the altcoins, guys, is actually here the Bitcoin dominance, because if we go over into the weekly chart, you can see a big rejection here at the median line of the candle channels and the 20 weekly moving average. So after this run up, you can see that currently we are seeing not only a huge wick to the upside, but also a big sell-off here. And that could mean that if Bitcoin, or once Bitcoin is starting a bounce, that we're going to see a much stronger move in the altcoins, that the altcoins eventually could get that altcoin season that we're waiting for a very long time. Because if Bitcoin starts to rally and here the dominance is starting to fall, then of course we could get a very nice altcoin season. And then of course we're going to see Ethereum, Solana, Crow, and so on, all of them outperforming Bitcoin heavily. And this is something very, very bullish for the altcoins, in my opinion, that we should look out for. And that's why I think a big bounce is incoming, guys. Not all indicators cross bullish yet, but this is, in my opinion, a potential bottoming area here for Bitcoin to at least get a local low. And if you zoom out, in theory, we would still have here a higher low in comparison to this one over here. So in theory, we still could get a higher high and create new all-time highs and continue the bull run. It is possible. But if here somehow we would get a lower high and then lower lows, then of course this would be the ultimate sign that the bear market is ongoing until the end of next year. But until then, until we're not getting confirmation here clearly, as long as we have this higher low in comparison to the previous one here at 77K, in theory, a bull run is still possible. That's why I'm buying more cryptos. That's why also I'm buying more into those new cryptos like Bitcoin Hyper, guys. Now also mentioned on Femex. Here also 100x potential growth here for Bitcoin Hyper, this layer 2 for Bitcoin, built with Solana. Then Hyper Sui, the first DEX on Sui. We also have the first DEX on Base. We have everywhere new DEXs, guys, and all of them are competitors and should be performing same like we had also with Hyperliquid or Ether. All of them performed very well at launch. And that's why currently I'm buying into the newest ones. And you can find them here in the video description as well. Hyper Sui, Bitcoin Hyper, and also Base Perp. I'm gonna put it right at the top, guys, in the video description. So don't miss out on them. Of course, no financial advice, but I'm getting prepared. Not only if the bull run continues, but I'm trading, of course, currently the crypto market. And I think that also new coins with low market cap, new fresh cryptos for the next altcoin season are, of course, also great to buy in right now, because we can buy, sometimes we can also stake and accumulate more coins, and like that, of course, be ready for the next big launch. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'm more bullish now. I think that even though the sentiment is very bearish, we are coming to a very, very important support here. At least a bounce, in my opinion, is incoming, and that bounce will tell us then where we're gonna go next. Confirmation of bear market or new all-time highs for Bitcoin and for the overall crypto space, and that would mean that the 4-year cycle would be broken, and that we're most likely gonna see for the next coming months a very parabolic run in the crypto space. We will see, guys. It's not over yet for the crypto market. That's why stay tuned, be subscribed. I keep you updated every day. And yes, guys, we're gonna do the selection of the next $100 giveaway very soon. Not yet. I'm still collecting some comments. So go to the video where I told you to put the comments in, because in that video I'm gonna select the lucky winner of the next $100 giveaway. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, be subscribed, and see you all in the next one. Bye for now.